Okay, so we're going to try to make a monster that we will put into Character Animator. So the very first thing you need to open up an Illustrator file. We're going to go over here to where it says Layers, and we're going to, which is either on here or you can go to Window, Layers, and you're going to double click on the layer. We're going to put a plus sign, and we're going to name our monster. Then we're going to go over here, and I'm going to change. You can choose whatever color you want. You do not have to choose the colors I choose. For the stroke, it is better for these if they do not have a stroke, so make sure your stroke is turned off. I'm going to go to the ellipse tool, and I'm going to make myself an ellipse. Then I'm going to go up here to where the white or the direct selection. If I click right on the point, it gives me these arms. I now can take and make it look whatever way I want it to be. So I'll make him look like a bean. But you can, whichever ones you have, you can take and just take these handles and move them. And, put them to the way you like them. All right, and then we'll give them a little bit of detail. So I'm going to go back over here to my circle tool. I'm going to change it. I don't know, doesn't matter what color we'll go with. We'll go blue, make it different. Oops, sorry about that. All right, so we have to make sure we're off of it. Then we're going to select the circle, double click and pick a color. So now when I take and I make, some kind of detail, I'm going to put a big one right here in the middle, which will be my eye. And I'm just going to put all of these here. So now when you look over here in your layers folder, when you click the little down arrow, you will see all of these. You'll see the green and all of these blue ones. So what we'll do is we're going to group all of these so that they stay together. So if you hold the Shift key down, it'll select them all. You can do the selection tool and just click and drag, but you need to make sure you have the blue boxes or a color box on the side. Once you do that, in the properties menu, you can hit group, or you can hit Control G, or you can right click on it and say group. So you just click on it and now it is a group. So we're going to double click on this, and we're just going to call it the face. Now we're going to make 2 antennae, and the purpose of doing this is it's just from the standpoint that anything that we would make move, arms, legs, hair, whatever it is. So in this case, we're going to, so I'm going to go over here to, I'm going to use the rounded rectangle, and I'm going to make it kind of like this. I want to have it maybe a yellow color. Make sure there's no stroke. I'm going to go to the direct selection tool and click on one of them. And then you can take and you can move it around. So basically what I want to do is give it some kind of shape, which is not working out real well, but I'm making some kind of shape for it. And we'll make it like that. It'll work. All right, and then I'm going to put like a little angly thing, so I'm going to change the color again, and we'll make it the same blue color. If you need to do that, you go over here to the color picker tool. Color picker tool, pick the color, and it will bring it up. And then I'm going to right click, do the ellipse tool, and I'm going to put an end on it. Okay, so now I'm going to select these two. Select, click and drag. I can go over here, and I am going to group them. And I am going to double click on it and name it. We're going to put a plus sign, and then we're going to put left antenna. Now we're going to copy it and paste it. And we are going to change it. Make sure you have the right one. Double click. And change it to right antenna. All right, so we have those. Now we can take with our selection tool, we can put it here. We can make them smaller, bigger, whatever we want to do. If you want to reflect, arrange, I'm going to send it to the back so it's behind. And this one we're going to make a little smaller. I'm going to turn it. And then I will do the same thing, right click, arrange, send to back. So now we have the startings of our body. Okay, so now we're going to start making our eye. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to change my color to a green, because that's what I'm going to make my blink with. I'm going to make a circle. Actually, I should probably make it blue, shouldn't I? Yes, I should. Okay, so we're going to make this blue. So we're going to do this and change this, and it'll change it to blue. All right, so this is my blink, and so I need to now take, if I take this rectangle tool and I change it to, I'll change it to black. Sorry about that. You have to click off of it. Then you can go to this and we can change it to black. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see, because this was one of the questions everybody was asking me. So if you take and just make this like this, okay? Now, if you use the direct selection tool, you can bring it so that it is a little bit more rounded and it meets up with the end of the eye, and you just make this, okay? So we are now going to take these two, can select them, or you can just click and drag. And we are going to group them, and we are going to call it left blink. Now we're going to go back up here to the shape tool. We are going to choose white. And we will take the ellipse tool, and we are going to, I'm going to hold the shift key because that makes a perfect circle. I'm just moving it around with my keys, and it's going to move anyway, but I'm just doing it. That's just the way I am. All right, so we are going to double click on this and say white part of left eye. Then we are going to we're going to go over here, and I'm going to do the pupil. So I'm going to go over here, do that again. You would think that I'd learn. All right, so now we're going to double click. We're going to go to black. We're going to go to the circle, and then we are going to make a smaller one. Does not have to be perfectly round. And then we are going to click off of it, click here, go to white, go back to our circle. I'm going to put a little, it can be anywhere on the eye, it does not matter. Okay, so now we're going to take and select the black and the white. So you hold down the shift key. So I should have the black and the white. I am going to group them, and I am going to put a plus sign and put left pupil. All right, last we're going to take the left blink and move it up to the top so that it's underneath. And we're going to select all of this. So it should have the left blink, the left pupil, and the white part of the left eye. And we are going to group this, and we are going to call it left eye. You hit Control 0, it will take it back out to full screen. And we are going to take and move all of this up to where we were putting our eye. Okay, so I'm running out of time in this video, so then go to part 2 to continue on with our monster.